When I said don't mess with California, I wasn't kidding. ICE decided, in their wisdom, to go into Compton. The area they went into in Compton has three major gangs who, I guess, own territories in that area. And one ICE officer got shot, and the rest of them ran like rabbits. And I hope that the officer's okay. I don't want anybody to get shot, but of all of these dumb moves, you think you're gonna go in and what? Go and round up a bunch of gang members like you have been pulling off gardeners off the street? That's hilarious. And just the level of dumb is amazing. Yeah, that they went to Mona Park, which has three separate gangs that get into it all the time. And yeah, when I say they don't play, they really don't play. I don't care what kind of weaponry you have. ICE, you come marching into Compton and you're going to get taken on. And you were. And they won't make that mistake twice if they have any common sense. I guess we'll see, because so far they haven't had any common sense, and right now Los Angeles are barricading their offices so they can't get in or out. Los Angeles and Californians, we don't play. F-A? F-O.
There's something that I want to tell you, black people. This is not just for the black people, it's also for the Latinas and for the white communities. And it is, nothing is always permanent in this world. Nothing. If you're happy today, believe me, it's not going to be permanent. There's a time when you will not laugh. There's a time when you will not cry, right? For the Latinas, they know that very well, right? So, in the USA, there's a place called Compton. Compton, I think, is in California. And this place is known to have gangs, you know? It's a place known to have very ruthless people. And ICE was sent there. And when they were sent there, they thought that they were going to grab the normal citizens, as they are used to grabbing normal citizens and maybe shooting them, snatching babies from their mama's backs, and kidnapping 5-year-olds. Well, in Compton, people are not weak. We have gangs over there.
Apparently, some of you are curious how an old granny like me knows anything about Compton. Well, many years ago, I owned a small landscaping business, very small landscaping business. And I was a very struggling single mother driving my little tiny Toyota with 100 and something thousand miles on it. And I volunteered for a program called the Gardening Angels at UCLA, Master Gardeners. And we had this one school. The schools would apply to have a garden built at their school. And one of our volunteers would go out and build a garden with the kids and teach the kids about plants and growing and food and whatever. And we had one school on the list, Parmalee Elementary, that no one would touch. It had been on the list for 3 years. It was in Florence, next to Compton. And I kind of went, I'll do it. This is a long time ago. And so I was sent to a place where, yes, there was regular gunfire, and 95% of the children there were Latino. It was dual language, and I do speak Spanish. And 96% of those children were food compromised. And so I would teach them about food and things like, okay, who ate a plant today? And no hands would go up. And I was like, did you have a tortilla? That was about a third of the class, because most of the class hadn't had breakfast. So I started bringing in fruit to every class I taught, or some kind of food to ostensibly teach them about food, but in the same instance, feed them, because although I was struggling, they were struggling worse. So we would build our garden, and it was fun because we had truckloads of dirt brought, and at one point we had to cut up some things with a chainsaw, and the children came out as I pulled out the chainsaw. I said, "Oh, miss, let the men do that." And one of the guys turned around to them and said, "We actually don't know how to do that, and she's going to teach us how to use the chainsaw," because I was the one who knew how to use the chainsaw. Of course I was. And we built the garden and put in the plants, and the gang members would hop over the fence, over the wall, and tear out the garden every week. And we'd put it back because that's what we do, until I decided to go to the local churches and request the priests that were there at the time and ask them to have a discussion with their congregation. And everyone thought I was going to get shot for doing that, but I didn't, obviously. Here I am. And it didn't stop it completely, but it slowed it down. But it was a great experience for me. And like I said, I could go home. These kids couldn't. And I didn't live in the area, but yeah, I learned a lot about Florence, Compton, the general situation in that area. So when I heard that ICE was going into Compton, I just about died. I mean, I hope they do it again. I hope they go into Florence. I hope they go into Watts. I hope they go into wherever they are going to get a response. And I hope this happens in every city because, yeah, time for all of us to band together against this police state nonsense and not let it happen. Really, if this is what it takes for gangs to come together, I never thought I'd align with gangs, but you go, guys.
It's very serious, guys, because those ICE agents that were sent to Compton are now regretting going there. They made fire when they went there. They thought that they were just going to grab people as they used to. No, they made fire. And one funny thing is that some of those ICE agents going to Compton to arrest those Latinas, some of them are Latinas as well. It shows you how much messed up some people might be.
Breaking news, man. Breaking news. The riots over in Los Angeles, California, mainly over in the Compton area, California. Things are not going as planned. Donald Trump recently deployed 2,000 additional troops who just arrived over in California, I think early this morning. They also had a helicopter bringing in more weapons and more ammunition, guys, to get the illegal immigrant situation under control. As I sit back and look at a lot of these videos, the stuff that's going on over there, it almost reminds me of the Watts riots back in the 70s. A lot of you guys don't remember or not familiar with the Watts riots. A lot of you guys don't remember like some of the crazy stuff that went on even after the 70s with the rise of Rodney King, who was a black man who was badly, how can I put this without TikTok coming from me, who was badly, boom, 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 by multiple police officers in that situation. And so now the riots have jumped off in.
Hey, quick question. Where was ICE before they got to Minnesota? Think, don't use your phone. Don't look it up. No, stop right there. Use your mind. Try to remember. Where was ICE before they caused the destruction that they caused in Minnesota? Where were they? It's hard, ain't it? For some reason, you just can't remember off the top of your head exactly where ICE was before they caused all that chaos they caused in Minnesota. The answer is Chicago. They were in Chicago. Same things. Riots, protests. It happened in Chicago, but for some reason, your mind won't let you remember it. And I need you to stop forgetting. I need you to remember. There is power in memory, and they're banking on you having none. I need you to remember. ICE has 2 American citizens back to back in Minnesota. And now they want us all to believe that Greg Bovino is being relieved of his duties. or being sent to Cali or whatever it is that these headlines are trying to sell you. But I need you to remember, they were in Chicago. This same thing happened. And all of a sudden he was gone. The district judge put an injunction on them for the type of force they were using in Chicago. A week later they leave. They start off a bunch of mess in Minnesota and we forget what happened in Chicago. I need you to remember. You see, America has this thing where they want us to remember the atrocities that were committed to us, but forget the atrocities that we committed to others. Never forget 9/11. Never forget Pearl Harbor. Never forget the fallen soldiers and the veterans. And I agree with that. I think we should remember those things, but I think we should also remember the atrocities we committed to other people. Slavery, Jim Crow, all the lies of all the wars we ensued. But instead, we see them switching up the education, changing the words around, and removing the things that remind us. And they're going to do the same thing with ICE. All the stuff they did in Chicago, we forget about as soon as they get to Minnesota. All the stuff that they did in Minnesota, we'll forget as soon as they get to California, wherever else they want to send these people. But I need you to remember. And trust me, wherever they go next, there will be more riots, more protests, more killings, more problems. Then they're going to move on to somewhere else, hoping you forget about the chaos they just created. But I need you to remember not only what happened to America, but what America has done to others. Remember your rights and remember what is happening to the people. Because you know who does not have the luxury to forget? You know who has to remember? The people it happened to. And one day, you're not going to get that luxury to forget anymore. You're going to have to remember because it's going to happen to you. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day. You know I love you and I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't...
Significant update regarding the ICE-involved shooting in Los Angeles. This was a targeted enforcement action that DHS describes as they were trying to detain a criminal illegal alien from El Salvador. Now, we are learning that the person they were trying to detain did not fire any shots. All shots were fired by the ICE agent. Right now, we just have the statement to go off of from DHS that was provided to ABC News locally here, and it's going to sound familiar. They're saying the criminal illegal alien, in a desperate attempt to evade arrest, weaponized his vehicle and rammed the ICE agent. And fearing for his life and safety, the federal agent fired several defensive shots. They go on to say the criminal illegal alien was not hit and attempted to flee on foot and was later successfully apprehended. Now, this enforcement action originated in Compton, and I believe it ended up in Willowbrook. They go on to say the Customs and Border Patrol agent was injured in this incident, but the suspect was not. DHS alleges the suspect, William Eduardo Moran Carballo, was associated with human smuggling and had 2 prior arrests for inflicting corporal injury to a spouse. This incident triggered a massive response from LA sheriffs, law enforcement in the area. So this is a developing story. We'll see if more details come out about this and what the story is from the other side and those who witnessed it. We'll see if any video of the incident comes out too. So be sure to check back for updates, follow, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
I'm starting to realize why it's easier to criticize me for telling black people to stop resting and we need to wake the fuck up and making videos about me and men in my comment section typing paragraphs. Why it's easier to do that than to actually do something about this shit. Because a lot of y'all actually don't give a fuck about black men. And second of all, a lot of y'all just want to make content so you can get some views because you see something trending on the TikTok and you get a little bit of views. Trust me, the money ain't money no more. The TikTok money ain't worth you selling out your whole fucking soul and your whole community of black people. And to the point of y'all hating black men. The reason I know this for a fact is because now that ICE is dropped in Compton, y'all on here giggling for shits and giggles, talking about some, oh, they dropped in Compton? On Melrose? Not on Melrose, they here for, they about to have a truce. The gang's about to have a truce, they about to go to war. Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiots. You see how easy it is for y'all to not care about black men, bodies being on the front line no more? How easy it is for y'all to want black men to be bullet bags again? How y'all want sparks flying in the neighborhood where it's children playing? How y'all don't see the hood as a motherfucking community? How y'all don't see how it's children playing? It's motherfucking grandmas wrestling. It's black people, brown people living in conjunction, running businesses in Compton, running businesses in historically black neighborhoods, and y'all want a fucking shootout? Y'all want bullet bags? Y'all want body bags? Y'all don't give a fuck about the black community. Because soon as you see them in D.C., L.A., Chicago, then you like, oh, okay, well, it's cool. And then when I speak up about it, it's fucking crickets. And then as soon as 2 white folks get shot in Minneapolis, now y'all talking about some, well, black people been arrested. It don't got to be national news. All you got to do is open up your ears, because me and a lot of other creators been talking about this shit forever. Soon as they said that they're going to drop in Philly, y'all talking about, you know, Philly don't play that. I dare them to drop in Philly. Now y'all don't give a fuck about the black people being on the front lines. They in the front lines because they in the neighborhoods. I keep on fucking telling y'all the front lines is our neighborhoods. It ain't no fucking going out to the front lines. The front lines came to your fucking doorstep, and y'all getting on my fucking nerves. When I never in my videos not once told black people, you need to be on the front lines. The problem is, you're not on the front lines, you're not on the back lines, you're not on the phone lines, you're not on no email lines, you're not on no fucking cable lines, you're not on shit. You're not on shit. There's plenty that you could be doing in your communities to help these motherfuckers or to fight back against this shit without being on the front lines. But you ain't on shit. Because I've been screaming on this app since last May. ICE is in neighborhoods in Southeast D.C. They raiding apartment buildings. They going down with ICE, ATF, FBI agents all in conjunction, throwing out people liquor bottles, running their pockets, taking what they smoking. And it's legal. It's decriminalized. And they over there harassing people, chasing people in apartment buildings. They did an apartment raid in Chicago. I'm going to keep bringing it up every fucking time. You just saw a black father in Minneapolis driving his kids home from basketball practice. His 6 kids and one of them a 6-month-old baby that stopped breathing because ICE decided to tear gas the fucking car. And y'all sat there and said, this is not our fight, we wrestling. Ain't nobody asked you to be on no fucking front lines. I asked you to care. I asked you to be enraged, passionate about something other than your fucking self enough where you find somewhere where your skills, your mindset, something that you can do to advance this progression of us fighting back. But y'all keep on saying it's not our fight. But when they shot somebody in Compton, now it's, oh, they in for it now. The gang's going to get together. They're going to shoot them folks. They're going to go to war. There's black children in that neighborhood in Compton. Y'all keep on thinking of the hood like it's not no fucking children walking around, like it's not everyday people walking around, like it's not single mothers walking around. And you want bullets flying? Y'all want an all-out war with these folks in a neighborhood that's filled with black and brown people. Like I told y'all, most of the people getting shot, the black people, is in their neighborhood. I told y'all, I shot at a dude on Benning Road in Southeast D.C. Another shooting in Glen Burnie, Maryland. These are not at protests. I told y'all that ICE was going to vote for more funding. Y'all told me shut the fuck up. ICE got billions of dollars more funding from Congress. Not from Congress in the cities that are getting harassed. Not from Congress in D.C. Not from Congress in Maryland. Not from Congress in Chicago. Not from Congress in Minneapolis. Not from Congress in L.A. But from these towns, these cities that y'all love to live in, so comfortable and comfy and plush in Texas and Georgia, Florida, where y'all making these videos from. Yeah. And y'all refuse to put any pressure on y'all Congress to make a difference. And y'all talking about wait till midterms. If only these black people who are already getting shot and harassed and traumatized, PTSD, killed. If only the brown people that's putting these detainment camps with their babies, their children, they putting babies up for ransom. If only they could just wait till midterms. If only these people where they shutting down schools, the kids can't go to school. People can't grocery shop. People can't go out and get gas. People scared to go out and spend money at restaurants. Scared to go to the movies. If only they could just wait till midterms. Just wait. You know how many people gonna be dead by midterms? You know how much gonna change by midterms? Look how much changed in 8 months. And we have under 10 months until midterms, and y'all think we can fucking wait. You fucking people sicken me. You really make me sick to my fucking stomach. And watching this video, if you made it this far, watch how many comments still gonna say we're not going on the front lines. Y'all don't listen to my videos. I didn't tell y'all to go out in the front lines. I told you that ICE is already in our neighborhoods.
Why did ICE think going into Compton was a good idea? When I read that, all I could think about is that Ice Cube song coming straight out of Compton. Like Compton, California. Who's revving their car every time I speak like they're part of my video? Let's just say that it didn't end well, ICE going into Compton. And as I would imagine, it wouldn't, because gang members in Compton, they protect the community. They might have rivalry, but they're not going to let no ICE agents come up in the communities and do them dirty. Go ahead and put ICE in Compton, California, Motor Park, and see what happens. I guess they messed around and found out. Probably had to leave expeditiously. They probably went back and told their other friends, like, don't go there. We're under-prepared, underarmed, just outnumbered completely. Like, why would you even think to go into Compton and it was going to be friendly? It ain't Minnesota. That's for sure.
Of all places, ICE decides to pull up on 126 in Mona in Compton. Let me give y'all some background about that area. So apparently the situation happened right there on 126 in Mona, right there. So this green over here on one side of the street, that's Mona Park. All this other green, that's a junior high school, Bunch Middle School. I went to school at that middle school. And while I was attending that middle school, there were 3 rival gangs in that general area. One basically right here, and then one up the street, and then another one up this side of the street. Oh, wait, 4, and then one right here. So they didn't get along. So there was frequent times our school was put on lockdown because of flying bullets. And ICE decided to go FA and FO in this area. I don't know if they the same situation going on there. I don't know. But I know it was a Hispanic gang. And I know that they didn't play. But hopefully I heard that one of the ICE agents was hit with bullets. Hopefully they're not injured too bad. But to F around and find out in Compton, in this area of all places, bro, y'all need to find something safe to do, because this ain't it.
Hey you guys, just an update about the ICE Agent of the Day series. Because I have been targeted by the state and they've started messing with my access to my passport and my global entry, I've decided to cancel the series. Psych! Did you guys actually think I was gonna let the regime bully me into shutting up? Respectfully, they're gonna have to kill me first, which I guess is a thing they're doing now. There have been a lot of insane things that have happened since our last episode. Bovino got ousted, there's rumors that Christine Noem might be next, but I just really want to remind us who the average American is that is joining this organization. People like Joe Cerner of Port Charlotte, Florida. This is Joe's public Facebook page where he proudly lists himself as an employee of ICE. Port Charlotte, does that face look familiar to you? It might, because this is also Joe Cerner. He was arrested for trying to lure 2 small children under the age of 12 into his vehicle. I want to be crystal clear, this incident happened not even 3 years ago. So the federal government knowingly chose to hire a child sex predator. That is who they're hiring. That's their ideal candidate. Make no mistake, it is not just the folks at the top that are the evil ones in this organization. It's the whole damn lot of them. Okay? And they are deliberately hiring child sex predators, child kidnappers to legally kidnap children for them. Nice.
Imagine ICE going to California, Compton, California specifically. And ICE is coming there to get all the illegal immigrants out of the area. Okay, but what happens when ICE comes to Compton to get the immigrants out the area and the entire freaking hood supports the immigrants? Don't that tell you something right there, man? These people is not meant to just leave willingly because Donald Trump said so. They're not just leaving, bro. They're putting up a fight, man. Now, if you guys have not been up on the latest news that's going on, breaking news today, on this Monday, the government has issued a high alert for all of the law enforcement officers in California to be on standby because they can be called in at any given time. It's meaning while a police officer is on vacation in California, while they're on vacation with their family, and this is vacation time for a lot of people in the United States. June, July is vacation time for everybody. That means all these police officers that's with their families, enjoying times, birthdays, whatever it is, man, they're being put on alert to be called in at the drop of a dime, and they must report to duty because the 2,000 additional troops that they sent in yesterday, Sunday the 8th, was not enough. They even had a helicopter bringing in extra weapons and ammunition to help fight the illegals, and it still wasn't enough. So now, with 2,000 additional troops on the ground in California, additional firepower, weapons, and ammunition, and it's still not enough. You see, these people are not leaving easily because we allowed them to get comfortable. Now, I'm going to say this right here, and some of y'all may not like it. I don't really care. Comment. Your opinion is your opinion. We all got one. I don't think all people here illegally are bad people. I think a lot of people that's here illegally are really, really good people, hardworking people, business owners, school teachers, bankers, people who own their own companies, realtors. A lot of these people are here illegally, but they're good people. I thought we were only going after the illegals who was here causing trouble. It seems to me like they're going after everyone. What's that African kid name? He's really big on TikTok, got like 26 plus something million followers on TikTok. They stopped my mans while he was at the airport leaving the country because his visa had expired, and they still harassed him. I think they still took him into custody, even though I think that he's released now. They going after every single body, man. But that's crazy to me, though, that ICE went to Compton for the illegals, and the whole entire hood is supporting the illegals. You guys let me know what you guys think of that, man. Are y'all out there supporting too? Because I know a lot of y'all comment on my videos that's right there in Compton, California, where it's all going down at. Some people has even sent me pictures in my DMs from their balcony.
This is our news, and we have a doozy from California and Compton, and how they said 3 gangs got together and pushed ICE out. All I have to say is this: the ICE agent, or whatever happens and how you got here and your name comes up, it's called you an illegal immigrant. No matter if you got 30 years here, if you work in a bakery for 15, if you honestly have 3-4 kids that are successful in politics, in the army, or whatever, it don't matter. You still committed a crime. So gangsters from Compton, I'm not saying y'all not doing something right. I'm just saying y'all not gonna stop the federal government when they come down there and raid and take y'all out on a racketeering for gangs. But who are the people in between the gang members that are gassing the gang members up? Comment and follow.
Let me ask each of you, did you make an effort to tell the agent, masked, unidentified, from an unmarked car that you were a United States citizen, and did you make an effort to present identification? Mr. Reddes?
Yes, I made it very clear that I was a U.S. citizen. It was the first thing out of my mouth. They asked me if I had an ID. I told them I did. I told them that I was a citizen. I said I have license plate that could prove I'm a disabled veteran. I have a sticker on my windshield that says I'm an Iraq combat veteran. I gave them any opportunity they wanted for me to show them proof.
Ms. Figueroa?
I did have a chance to eventually let them know, but that was already after I was in FBI custody, so maybe like 4 hours into the assault.
Mr. Tavares?
Yes, I was at an airport. They had my passport and everything else. I came through trusted travel programs, the lane that you're supposed to just go through in a few seconds. I've had them for years. I've been extensively vetted. I'm an educator and superintendent. We go through lots of background checks. The government has a lot of information on me. They knew exactly who I was.
Ms. Velez?
Yes, I told them multiple times I was a U.S. citizen. I gave them my real ID and my driver's license.
Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, they do. I told them multiple times I have my passport. I had my passport with me, and I told them I was born in San Bernardino. They were just replying, you know what, we're not asking for that. So I was asking, what are you detained for?
Ms. Velez, after detaining you for 48 hours, despite being a United States citizen, despite showing them proof that you were a U.S. citizen, you were then charged with assault. They allege that you hit the officer in the face. Now, we saw the video. You never hit that officer. It was a total lie. And after your lawyer requested the officer's body camera footage, your lawyer requested it, the charge against you was suddenly dropped. What did the Department of Homeland Security say happened, and what did the video show?
They said that I had assaulted an officer, so I struck them in the face, which is incorrect because they were huge, and I'm really small.
You are
I'm 4'11".
not a big person.
Not a big person, but
So you never hit that officer in the face?
no, I did not.
I want to ask each of you as my final question.
You know, I feel sad and I feel so bad for the ICE agent that was shot by the gangs in Compton, you know. And this is sometimes what you get when your policies are exercised in a way that is unconstitutional, you know. These people have gotten the immunity, and the immunity is that the president will pardon us. You see, they are given orders to use excessive power where is and how willfully they may want to use it. And believe me, those ICE agents, they are not soldiers. Soldiers are different. Soldiers are disciplined. Soldiers are well-mannered. Those guys are not soldiers, and they don't have the discipline, you know. And one thing you might want to understand is that when you take power and you give it in the hands of a group of people who never had that power, they're going to abuse it. It's the same way you give money to someone who never really had good money. You'll kind of see a negative shift of energy, right? The same way I'm trying to look at the situation in Compton, you know. They knew they were coming, the neighbors alerted them, and now they were going to meet equal fire. And this is something which must not catch us by surprise. This is something that we all anticipated. This is something that we all knew would come to happen one day. People would now start targeting the ICE agents, and they'll also start using the same constitution for a reason as to why they have, you know, unalived the ICE agent, you know. And the reason will be self-defense. You see, the term self-defense is loosely used, is abused, you know. Self-defense means something different from the dictionary to what it means to an ICE agent with a rifle, mask on, and a bulletproof vest. It means something different. Even if I look at my dictionary, it means totally different. But one thing stands. What is happening in America right now is something which has always been happening to the black people. And it does not, I'm not saying that it is right or it is good or they must learn how black people felt. No. No one with a moral mindset, no one should really want that amount of harm which happened to the black people to happen to others. You know, nobody would really love that. But this is just a glimpse of what black people have been experiencing. For the ICE agents, sometimes the wages of sin is death, and understanding that you are in the wrong and making restitution is one step to change, is one step to, you know, cultivate honesty, because Americans do not trust you and you've lost their honesty. It's time to change all that and be positive. Just be loving, be patriotic. Americans are not your enemies. Money, you'll come, you'll eat, and money will go. But Americans will remain. Trump will come out of power, you'll remain. How then will you face these people one-on-one? You deported someone's mother, someone's father, someone's child. How will you look at them one-on-one? Yeah.